Am I here? Am I live? I know I don't sound like it. Sorry. Hey, happy Thursday. Thursday Pie Day. That just doesn't have a ring to it. Sorry about that. Excuse me. But we're here live from Atlanta, Georgia, where it is 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Do you know that it's not plural? It's not savings time. It's man, I am wiped. I have worked a lot of trade shows and events in my life, and I've been tired at a lot of them. This one, I don't know if it's because of my advanced decrepitude or if the work was just especially long and hard. Yeah, that was part of it. And we were just so sorely understaffed that everybody had to do everything. And there's 12-hour days and big deal. You don't want to hear about it. The event was an enormous success. I'll tell you a little bit about it. We're not going to be on that long today. The hotel Wi-Fi is out. The front desk won't tell you that. I call the front desk. Oh, well, I got no reports about that. But here's the number for tech support. So it's some ISP. I call them up and they ask me everything. What is your first name and your last name and how do you spell it and what's your room number and what hotel are you in? And have you tried to go to this site? And I said, yes, I tried to go to that site, but the wireless connection here doesn't exist. So I'm not actually connected to a network. So when I tried to go to this site that you insist everybody goes to first, I got exactly what I expected. Site unreachable. Oh, hang on. And so he puts me on hold for about 5 minutes and he comes back and says, oh yes, there's been a maintenance order in that hotel for 2 days. Thank you, front desk, for not bothering to tell me. So I am hotspotting. Excuse me, man, I didn't get myself something to sip. I should do that. No iced tea here, which is strange because it's Atlanta. Hang on. Things are in bloom in Atlanta. And while I am not normally a sufferer from such things, we'll make today an exception. So my voice is actually improving. They wanted me to do a little presentation for our participants, and I just did interpretive dance and sock puppets. So what are we going to do today? Well, I'm here for a couple of reasons. I'm here because I can't stand missing a show. It's my own personal ego thing. We have been doing this for just shy of 2 years. Our 2-year anniversary is coming up in a couple of weeks. Yay. And the thought of missing a show. Now we have skipped a couple of shows because of holidays and things like that, but just missing a show because I'm on the road, not going to happen. And so today was very, very busy. We got done, and then Mike and the crew, we all wanted to get together for dinner. So they're still down there. I went in long enough to get a bowl of soup and then made my apologies to everybody and said, I got to go back up and talk to all the people that are going to be here on a Thursday night at 7 o'clock. This is another reason that I'm here. It's an experiment. There hasn't been much notice. I didn't do any kind of announcements on social media or anything like that. You guys, as watchers of the show last week and participants of Discord and things like that, are really the only people who know what's going on today. So we didn't expect much of a turnout, but we wanted to give it a try, and this won't be our last try. But next week, and there's no reason at this point to expect anything other than normal time. What is this? I'm just shrinking the windows and getting them out of my face. So we're going to do some Q&A. We're going to do a total tester online contest. I'm trying to figure out with this screen if we have anybody here. Then I can see people that are checking in. I'm not going for notes or anything. I have no idea what's happening. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are slammed today with 7 concurrent viewers. So, yeah. What is drama? Is this Ask Anything? Hey, a new face. Okay, so let's go in and start talking. So good afternoon, good evening, all, whatever you happen to be in. This is drama. My name is Dave Rush. This is an Ask Me Anything. You put them together, you get Dave Rush Ask Me Anything. We get together once every week, usually on Friday at 2 o'clock Central Time, to talk about all things tech. We talk about computers and technology and related things like that. We talk about technical certifications. Our bailiwick is CompTIA certifications, A+, Network Plus, Security Plus. And then our particular focus on here, beg your pardon, is we try to find ways to use Raspberry Pi computers. I don't have one with me, but little tiny deck of card sized computers to be used as a tool in studying for those certifications. So we make web servers out of them and DNS servers and FTP servers and Wireshark capture machines and all kinds of other goodies. But we are open to talk about any kind of tech that makes you happy. I got a little bit of news that there's time to share with if my system doesn't crap out trying to do all this hotspot streaming video. Should be kind of cool. So that is the answer to the question that I saw scroll by here a little bit ago. Let me get caught up here on everybody. So Tullowit in here as ever and always, still morning, even as late as we're trying in here. I got together with Tullowit a little bit ago to do some experimenting and make sure that we could do hotspot audio and video. And the light is improving dramatically. That first light situation that he and I had, I looked so awful, and it's probably going to get real bad here as the light fades in Atlanta, Georgia, where we are today. Normally, newcomers, I'm out of Houston, Texas, but we're traveling for an educational competition. And I'll tell you a little bit about it in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so Lester Andrade is back here, checking on where Tullowit is. Tullowit is in paradise. I don't see him here, and he said he might, he had possibly wasn't going to be here because he had something to do with his father's car and some other things like that. So, but Tullowit is in Hawaii. So for Lester, it's good evening. For me, it's good evening. Chris Kent is here, also evening. Yeah, so we've lost most of our European contingent. They are sound asleep and will be getting up shortly. Trisha Grace over in Florida, just got this alert, okay. And greetings from Detroit, home of DM. Oh, you're up in Detroit, very cool, Will. Mike and Dave will be road tripping from Atlanta to Houston. I'll be on Southwest, I'm sorry to say, Will. Ugh. And I haven't checked in yet, so I'm gonna wind up in at this passenger C61X. You're not only last after everybody's seated and there's no seats left, then we'll let you get on board and beg for a jump seat. TD Wash is here. Greetings, TD. And Dave Rush is here at 7:01, said, hang tight. Okay. So yeah, I didn't have time to do any of that other stuff. I was downstairs at the restaurant and, watching the clock and slamming down a bowl of lobster bisque. That's the grand sum total of my meal today. And look, I've got to go because there's all kinds of battles to fight with getting online tonight from this hotel. And 2 days ago, I had a really nice Wi-Fi connection, but then I committed suicide. Abu Bakr Al-Haj, my old friend, good to see you, sir. Tullowit 0707. I'm not getting it. Sorry, bud. Well, it was the post-convention partying. I wish. I'll tell you, I launched on Tuesday morning to get here early to do setup. And I stayed up till about 12:30 on Monday night, went to bed, and the clock went off at 3 so we could get on the road at 4. I came in here, I worked about 12 hours doing setup, and then I got to my room and collapsed because I was just wasting. I was wasted while I was doing setup. So what is drama? Drama is Dave Rush Ask Me Anything. I work for Total Seminars. We are a company that writes the most popular A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, and some other books for CompTIA certifications. We have created what are so far the most popular video series. You can get them all over the place. The most common one is Udemy. And my job at Total Seminars is I am the senior instructor. When COVID isn't going on, I'm out on the road teaching these courses, primarily to government customers, FBI, CIA, DEA, federal law enforcement agencies in the US. But that's not all I do. I also teach teachers in school systems how they can teach these courses and lots of other goodies. This week, I am in Atlanta, Georgia for the Skills USA Nationals Finals. And what Skills is high school students and college and above students who compete in, I don't know how many there are, 60, 70, 80 more areas of vocation. So, there's a cosmetology group. There was a group next to us where students learn and compete to install things like television antennas and Wi-Fi routers and light bulbs and switches and things like that. And so they have these state competitions and regional competitions. And then from the regionals, two from each region, from each area, are selected to go to nationals. Of course, our area is called ITS, Information Technology Services. And what we do here, what our competition is they get a computer with access to 7 different virtual machines. And those virtual machines have something wrong with them. They won't boot. They won't run their web server. They have malware on them, all kinds of things. And they get a little bit of a description page to say, here's how you log in, here's the symptoms, here's the mandatory outcome. You have to make sure that when you are done with this, you have the following things accomplished, and you get certain number of points for accomplishing this and certain number of points for accomplishing that, and so forth, and go 30 minutes. And then they work on a scenario for 30 minutes with their machine attached to a virtual system that's in an AWS cloud. And then when they're all done, they shut down their virtual machine, or we shut them down, and they take a 15-minute break, and then they go do it again. And they do that 7 times, get a lunch in there. And then on the opposite day, it's a 2-day event for these guys and ladies, they have to take A+, Core 1 and Core 2. That's a tiebreaker. It's the best score. If there's a tie, and it's very possible because of the way things are scored, that 2 or more people could tie. And so the tiebreaker is the highest aggregate A+ score. Everybody's expected to pass. It's how well do you pass? So I haven't seen those results yet. My job was, besides labor and setting things up, and sidetrack. So we set up all day on Tuesday, and we're pretty well ready. And then Wednesday morning comes in, 8 o'clock start. We're there at 7:30. We brief everybody. Everybody sits down at the table, and almost nothing works. We were using the facility's internet connection, and there were all kinds of restrictions that nobody had told us about. There was a cap on the number of IP addresses that their DHCP server would hand out, and 3 hours swapping out switches. We had all enterprise grade switches, about a dozen of them. And after about 3 hours, of course, the A+ people, they couldn't do their test because they couldn't access the internet. But finally, at around 11 o'clock or so, everything is working. And then the rest of the day just went like clockwork. There's always little minor challenges, but that worked out fine. And then a little bit of cleanup and ready for the next day. We came in this morning at 8 o'clock, fired up all the machines, and they all worked like a dream. And we were done with most of that stuff by around 2 o'clock. So besides labor, my other job is grading. I got 3 of the scenarios assigned to me. And what I would do is Fred logged into virtual machine to do a scenario called, I don't know, Redbird. And so I look at the problem with Redbird. I look at the goals that they were supposed to accomplish with Redbird. And then I would log into that virtual machine and go see what they did, right? Because it's still there. Any file changes that they made are there. The system functions the way it functions. And so I would look for, okay, this was a 15-point thing. Did you get this right? Yeah, okay, you got 15 points. This part was 60 points. Did you get that right? No. And do that for about 20 students each day. So 60, about 180 virtual machines to grade. Some of them I had to do late last night here at the hotel because it was very challenging. But today, all the scoring was done except for the A+ stuff. And we submitted that to powerful people, and we talked to the participants and congratulated them and all that stuff. And we gave them a little bit of insights on what they what the tricks and traps and hints of these scenarios were, and sent them on their way. No, that's not true. We kept them around for about 45 minutes, and they helped us clean up, which is just such a blessing. It took us 9-10 hours to set up, took 45 minutes to tear it down. These guys are great. These women were great. What a wonderful thing. And so tomorrow, all the tallying is happening tonight, and the tiebreakers and all that good stuff. And then there's a big shindig with all of the participants from all the different skills. They get called up, and the winners of the competitions are announced. And Total Seminars, Mike Myers specifically, is providing the top prizes for number 1, number 2, and number 3 competitor in the ITS. He's going to give a $1,000 prize, a $750, and a $500. So can't wait to see how that shakes out. All right. A lot more background than what we need, isn't it? We're 20 minutes after the hour. Things are going well. I may run this up to a full hour because we're doing okay. All right, let's catch up on messages if there are any here. So, Quick Strike 21, you now know what drama is. And yes, look, by all means, that's what I'm here today to do. I'm not doing a presentation or anything like that. So if you've got tech questions, CompTIA questions, Linux questions, Raspberry Pi questions, any other technology, if I know something about it, we'll talk about it. Certainly other people can and will chime in. And if not, I'll take your question down and come back and see me again next Friday. And I will have researched it and be able to speak on it, hopefully a little more intelligent. Charlie Schaefer's here. Good evening. Happy surprise to see you all today. It's true. Abu Bakr. I wish I could watch your live stream, but the issue is timing. That's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. We knew that by doing it later on US time zones that we would lose some of our international contingent. I'm sorry for that, but we do want to try to make this available to a little bit more of the folks on the continent. They're mostly at work when Mike does his show at 2 o'clock and when Dave does his show at 2 o'clock, and they can't do it. So once we get the word out that we're going to be doing some evening shows, I don't anticipate fully changing over, but now and again, we'll do an evening show just so we can get caught up. Although it is still here. And so wait, are you saying that you could hang with me in Houston Saturday? It's not horribly impossible. We have 2 events going on Saturday. It looks like the family's going to take care of the first one because of when I'm going to get in. But Saturday is also an interesting day for us. My son is about to graduate college. He's always used our cars. We are not the family to get your kid a car when he graduates high school. However, we are the family who get your kid a car when he graduates college. So he's going on his first test drive of a car that will be his. If that car doesn't work, I'll be another one. And we're all just a Twitter about it. And I think this is going to be a multi-day test drive. I know the guy, the dealer who's selling it. Oh, sorry, making a microphone adjustment. By the way, I didn't ask, is audio okay? I did a lot of playing around in very short order just before the show. So you can use $1,000. All you got to do is participate in Skills USA and kick butt. I'll tell you what, Mike and I looked at the problems and I graded some of them. There are some that we couldn't do. There was, for instance, a BCD edit command where you had to type in this long, complicated BCD edit command line. Thank you, Tolowit. Now, you don't have to know it off the top of your head. You can do research. You got 30 minutes to figure out what it is and use the tools at your desktop. But man, I looked at that problem and said, you have got to be kidding. I couldn't do that. But they get a general idea of topics to be covered in great depth. They have advisors and teachers who are, club heads who teach all this stuff. So there were some very, very impressive students there. I better eat. We don't want you to pass it out. TD. That was hilarious. Thank you very much. I'll be at the Weston Gallery on Saturday afternoon. No pressure. Yeah, well, if you're overnighting there, good chance we have each other's contact info. Okay, good. I do has a question, says Will Shaw at time mark 7:22. Where are we at, by the way, here? 23. I'm right on the question. Do you know, top of your head, if the N10-008 total simulations product is all ready? Last I heard, it was a work in progress. So it is still a work in progress. I can tell you, however, that we are close. I just finished last Saturday or Sunday, the last of the shows. Show is a video where we teach something. We show you. The last of the clicks were created. They're done. Excuse me. So what a click is it's either a show you and then you do. It's interactive. You click, you type. And some of them are, okay, you've seen enough of our other stuff. Here's a problem. And it's a simulation where you use your mouse and your keyboard and you work your way through it. So clicks and shows are done. Now, when I say shows are done, I have recorded them all. I re-recorded 17 of them or 16 of them because there was an audio problem that I'll take the blame for it. Now it's been handed off to production, editing, and they're putting banners on it and, you know, the domains addressed and things like that. I think I did, I don't know, plus or minus 40 of them. And the way we did these mostly is the clicks got done and then I got assigned to do as shows, recreate the clicks. Now we got 4 kinds of simulations. We got shows, we got clicks, we've got challenges. Challenges are puzzles, click and drag, highlight these paths, all kinds of cool things. They're cool. And they are the most recent start. Now that we've got clicks and shows done, excuse me, the people who use software who can make animated stuff are working on that. I don't have the time frame on that. I know that they're cracking whips hard over them. And the other ones are what we call types. Types are a command line simulator. And I get the impression, our expert who developed that has been working the book, the N10, the new 220, 1101s and 1102 books. And so I know he hasn't had time to work on this. So my guess is we're going to see most of those from 1007 brought forward to 1008. So where are we at? As soon as the challenges are done, production will certainly be done with branding the clicks and stuff like that. So I don't have a number here. If I said 3 months, I would hope that that's very long. If I said 1 month, that's probably pushing things. So total guess, do not hold me to this by any stretch. 1 to 3 months. That was a long way to answer a simple question, huh? Lester, what's the difference between buying your course on your website and Udemy? I noticed that there is a huge price difference. That's the difference. So some people want and need the course now, and they want to possess it. And so they buy it from us. Schools buy it from us because there's warranty and there's service and things like that. There is a different level of technical support that we can give when you buy courses from us. But if you don't need that, don't tell Mark I'm about to say this. Wait till it's on sale at Udemy. The course content is identical. It's identical. So Udemy is finishing up a sale today. I think I saw our courses at $12.99 US. When a sale's over, wait 7 to 10 days and there'll be another sale. But content wise, same stuff. All right, well, let me bring up 1 or 2 quickies here. I didn't, again, I'm a little behind, but I'll get that. Desktop, hey, help desk. Oh, I should mention everybody that thing that I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, so we are 2/3 the way through a series. And because of this kind of thing, it's not happening 3 weeks in a row. It's a week and then, oh yeah, something came up. So another week, and then we did it, and then not the third week, not the fourth. But we've completed 2 episodes of, I beg your pardon, everything that you need to know about help desk ticketing systems for the new CompTIA 220.1102 course. There's a new requirement that you are aware of and understand help desk ticketing systems. So a few weeks ago, I did part 1, which was just an academic presentation, what you need to know to prepare for the exam. And then 2 weeks after that, we did part 2. Part 2 was, you ought to really learn this stuff. How about you have your own help desk ticketing system? And so what we did last week, it was actually, was install a help desk ticketing system on a Raspberry Pi, because that's what we do, right? We do Raspberry Pi stuff. And then we were going to do part 3 tomorrow. Okay, now that it's been installed, we're going to configure and use it. And I had a representative from the company lined up to join us and talk about it, give us hints and kinks. Well, then Skills USA popped up and said delayed it next week. We are going to do part 3 next week, and I've been in contact with the developer, and they are very happy to continue to provide a spokesperson and a tech expert, whatever title that may be, for that show. So we're going to finish up the 3-part series next week, next Friday. And then I have some really interesting stuff that I've been making notes on in the last couple of days about upcoming shows. No, I don't have them in front of me, and I'm not going to have them for you. Let me bring this guy up and share with you. This is an AMA. The easiest and bestest way to talk with me is to do it on the chat screen there, of course. But if that's not possible, you might be watching on one of the archive shows or something like that, then it ain't the only rodeo in town. If you would like to get in contact with me for some strange reason. Oh, I didn't close that. That'll free up some memory. You can do that by simply sending me an email. Yes, I'm part of the 21st century. We have email. So send me your questions, send me your comments, your thoughts to daver@totalsem.com, or you can use my personal email address if you like, drushtx@yahoo. And yeah, you can try the phone numbers. People are getting back in the office right now, but I'm still working from home 9 days out of 10. And so easiest way is get in touch with me via email. And I do want to prep 2 other slides because we're going to do something fun here, as we ever and always do. Weekly specials. Yeah, come up. I know, sorry. It has been a very busy day, and just getting this system up and functional, I am qualifying as a minor miracle. Discord contact. I want that up, and then I want how to claim your winnings, because somebody's going to win something today. Lowest tickets, show notes. I bring up show notes, then I can put links in the chat feed. And then last one, where's the Discord? Fire Square, contact info, weekly special discount. I got that up. Objectives, DMX, Pi Sled. Okay, there's how to win. One more. We're almost got all my ducks in a row. Don't worry, it's not nearly as many ducks as I do every week. Questions, answers. There we go. The unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. All right, we're done with that. I can bring that up to you. So let's talk about the weekly discounts now and get them out of the way. Weekly specials. So for those of you, and just for those of you who are kind enough to join Mike or I on our, is that going to be right? Yes. On our shows these weeks. Mike does a show 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. I normally do mine on Friday, all 2 o'clock, all this same place. We have special deals just for you. We don't advertise these specials anywhere else. And so if you were looking to study for A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, lots of other things, we've got a bundle program for you. Share screen, click this, touch that, smack that. There we go. And all you have to do is go to totalsem.com, go to our merchant area, and you have to create your own bundle. You pick a topic that you're interested in certifying in or that you want. A plus, Net plus, Sec plus, Pen Test plus, Systems Architecture Associate, whatever. And you get two things and put them in your basket. You get the ebook for that product, ebook, and you get the Total Tester practice test for that. Put that in your basket. And then when you check out this week, code changes every week, use the code Morse, M-O-R-S-E. Samuel Morse patented his telegraph in 1840 this week, long time ago. So I decided to honor him. So he's going to be the checkout code, and that will get you 50% off of those items in your basket. Yay. Let's see, while I'm at it, I will do this. And we can get through all this happy stuff. No, we don't need that yet. Come here, you. There exists something that is not owned or operated by Total Seminars. It is the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. It's a place for people who like these shows and have found out about them and want to get together and talk about shows, talk about studying for CompTIA, talk about the problems that they're having with their computer, talk about Linux, talk about Raspberry Pis. There's dozens of games. There's a World of Warcraft on there, a new one on there. A lot of folks getting together to share getting fit, right? They're talking about their Fitbit watches and they're joining each other. So the link, I'll put this link up on the chat feed in just a moment, but if I forget or something happens, just, you're watching this later on your archive, pause this screen right here, right now, and go to this website. That's a non-ending invitation to the Discord server. And I'm there all the time. I'm logged in 24 hours a day. I don't read it 24 hours a day, but if it wonks at me and I'm not in the middle of a show, I didn't mute them. I shouldn't have just admitted that. Stop it, Tullowit. And if Andre got up, stop it, Andre. All right, let's see. Leave that page up for after the win, and then we are set here. Okay, that's good. So we'll get back to that page in just a moment. Let me do what I promised. I'll get the link up for the Total Discord channel. Ports and protocols, random numbers. I know you want me to read that random number out loud. Not going to happen. There's a party going on right outside my hotel room. Outside the hotel room is Centennial Park, where they celebrated the 90-something Olympics here in Atlanta. This page is what I want. All right, posting on the chat feed right now, the Discord invitation link. So you can just copy and paste that or click on it. And also posting up the discount information that's available through this Sunday night. It'll change on Monday morning. Control C, click in here, Control V, there we go. And that way you will remember the code is Morse. Morse code. I didn't think about that until just now. All right, where are we at? It's 36 minutes past the hour. Good time for a contest. I'm feeling like a contest. Are you feeling like a contest? Let me get something ready here. All right, so there's not many of you here. Anybody can win today. If you've ever won before, I don't care if you won 30 times or if you've never won before. Just because there's nobody here, I'm not going to try and hunt through and figure out of the 7 people that are here who should win a prize. Where did my mouse just go? There it is. All right, that's ready. So what's our prize today? Our prize today is the one that we usually give away. Free 90-day access to any Total Tester online practice test course that we have to offer. All you got to do is go to our website, totalsem.com, take a look at the practice tests, pick one out of there, and then you're going to send me an email with some specific information. You got to follow this exactly and precisely, and I will get that. I need that before tomorrow night so I can get it into the people on tomorrow night, and they will have it all worked up and ready to go on Monday morning. If I don't hear from you by tomorrow night, then I'll hear from you next week, and it'll be a delayed a week. That's how it works. To keep this fair, I don't ask a deep technical question. I don't ask you to know anything. I pick something either general knowledge or the way we usually do it. And the way I'm going to do it today is I'm going to give you a range of numbers from this many to that many. And all you got to do is guess, take a guess at what random number was selected within that range. Now, not many people here. I'm going to give you 3 guesses. You have to do it on separate posts. Okay, I don't want to see a post that says 1, 2, 3 or whatever. I want to see a post that says 1 and then a post that says 2 and a post, you get the idea. And what I'll do is I'll go through there. The closest guess without going over will win free 90-day access. And then I'll show you how to do it because I'm just that kind of guy. All right, so what is my random setup that I just did? There's one, I made one a couple days ago. All right, the range. So you're going to get 3 guesses here. Closest to without going over wins. I don't care how many times you've won in the past. If you're closest to without going over, you will win. How many people are here before I go? 12, and I'm one of them. All right, where'd my notes go? They're over here. All right, so here we go. The range that you're going to guess is between 9,000 and 10,000. Give me a random number in between 9,000 and 10,000. Closest to without going over wins free 90-day access to the Total Tester online practice test of your choice. All right, let's see what I missed up here. There's other things coming up. I play WoW in answer to Lester's question. However, it has been ages because I have been so focused on company projects. I do have something of a breather right now. And so I will get in and do a little bit of WoW time here. Wow, that one was really, really close, but not close enough. Okay, that's the closest so far. There's going to be closer ones. Reading answers here. Wow, how'd that one do? Okay, no, not quite. Somebody keep guessing the same number. I've seen numbers that come by that look very familiar. No. Oh, Eski's here. Hey, nice to see you, Eski. Okay, there's one that's closer. Same person I highlighted last time by amazing. Oh, there's one even closer. About 15 more seconds. I'll explain what's so funny shortly. Oh. And then it gets even funnier. All right, let's get ready to wind things up here. I've taken my last answer. Let me put that winner and prep thing in here, and then I'll tell you what the number was. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. The number that our random number generator selected was 9409. Correct me if somebody sees it closer. Phil M, yours was closer than the person I picked, but I had already cut it off. So apologies for that. I have Eski at let me write this down. Oh, it's in the wrong. Okay, well, we'll do this here. I'll figure it out later. Eski at 9350. Phil M, yours at 9400 is closer, but it was when I said cut off, I have to go based on what I say. So apologies. Hey, look, if you didn't win today, catch Mike's show on Monday. Catch Mike's show on Wednesday. He says the same thing. Catch my show again on Friday. So, Eski, I'm sending you a notice on the chat feed, and I'm going to put up, I see a question coming up from Kevin. I'll get you there in a second, Kevin. Let me share this. Well, you can't share if you click that. You need this share thing. All right, Esky, what you're going to do to claim your win, you're going to send an email to me, daveR@totalsem.com. And then in the body of the email, you must include 4 pieces of information: your YouTube name, Esky, your real name, first name and surname, the email address that you want us to use to send your access code to you. I cannot use the email address in the header. You must put it in the body of the email. And finally, which practice test you would like by exam number, right? So if you want A plus, say 220-1001, or do we have 1101 yet? I don't know. But check totalsem.com to find out what we have available. If you want Net Plus, don't say Net Plus, because there's 2 different Net Plus total testers out there. There's N10007 and there's N10008. So I got to have that exam number. Does that make sense? Very good. Well, congratulations, Esky. Let's do that. I'm done with all those. Make them go away. Clear screen. All right. I saw a question here with Kevin's name on it. Dave, why are you streaming right now? Is this a new time? No. Okay. So you missed the beginning. So I'm out of town, Kevin. Enjoying the pollen of Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm here working a competition, a student competition in IT. And tomorrow is a very busy day for us for cleanup and travel and things like that. So I knew I wouldn't be able to do the show tomorrow. In fact, Mike did his show yesterday from the floor of the competition. That was really fun to get set up and working. It worked out much better than this because we have internet there. And so we also wanted to carry an experiment. I couldn't do the show during regular hours today because it was right in the middle of the competition. Couldn't interrupt that. And I had things to do then. So we decided to try an evening show just to see if we can get some of the Continental contingent to show up and help them out a little bit more, seeing folks. So this is not a regular, but it will be occasional in the future. Next Friday, I'll be back to normal time, 2 o'clock Central Time, same bat channel, and we'll do normal. Hey, you're very welcome, Esky. Esky got it. You're very welcome. Phil M. Oh, good job. Still fan, thanks. Hey, if you didn't see Mike's show, it was very short on Wednesday. Watch it and watch it, especially for the competition. This was so cool. There's a guy who's a regular watcher of the show, and he says, "Holy Hannah, Mike is doing the show from Skills USA in Atlanta. I'm at Skills USA in Atlanta, Georgia." So he real quick whips up an avatar name that has skills in it, answers my question, happens to be right. Of course, you couldn't go wrong because the question was, what is the name of the event that I'm at right now? And so this guy knows better than anybody. It's Skills. Mike had mentioned it at the beginning of the show. So he sends in Skills and he won. And we didn't know he was at the show. We're just, doing our thing. And a little shortly thereafter, there's a guy outside of our perimeter and he's pointing to himself and pointing up here. And I thought, okay, well, Mike is wearing his hat. He wants to know if that's Mike Myers. And so I gave him a thumbs up and I turned away. And then I came back and he's still signaling me with these same. So I went over there and he says, "I'm your winner. I'm AB or BP Skills," whatever the name of it was. And so we brought him on as the first live winner that we've ever had on a Mike show. That was very, very cool. Participate more, but I'm not allowed to use YouTuber during work. Exactly right. So we know that a lot of people are in that situation. It's hard to get folks in the US to be able to join the AMAs during business hours. So again, we're going to try and help people out by doing some evening shows. So what if we have to skip family time and dinner time and all that? All right. We are pretty close to the end here, but I did have some news that I wanted to share with you. I still got 13 minutes left if I do a 1-hour show. So let me bring up my notes just for a couple of things. Word. Really? Okay. Oh, I don't know. I got a better way. Yeah, there we go. This is a document that come on. My system is so slow right now. I have literally 170 tabs open in 4 different browsers going on. And so I'm just eating resources like nobody's business. It's coming up. It's coming up. Man, if you didn't catch last week's show, by the way, part 2, how to install OS Ticket, desktop ticketing support software, you're missing a treat. And so much so, I looked at it afterward. And said to myself, I said, self, this is a good show. And so I downloaded it and I edited out all this kind of stuff and just turned it into a single presentation. And when I get back to the office on Monday, we're going to hand it off to the editing people, have them do some branding on it. And this is going to be the beginning of something that we had wanted to do for a very long time. When we first started this program, the AMAs, we said, you know what, why don't we pull a topic that Mike discusses either because he's scheduled to, or he's gone off on a ramp, or somebody asked a really good question and he did a 15-minute answer, and just turn that into a show that people could download and watch. Or maybe he covers some topics like get a job. Everybody who's regular here understands that. Why don't we pick 3 or 4 get a job presentations from his various things, edit them together and make a presentation out of that. And so I have the notes to do that. Every show that he takes, I take notes about when he started talking about this and when he stopped talking about this. So we can find and download and edit that stuff together in very short order. But because of personnel changes and shifting priorities and things like that, we have never done it. So I took it upon myself during some evening time last week to say, hey, I would like to turn this into one of those as a test case. So we got to get together with management and figure out how we do that, where we're going to make it available, things like that. But it's, for the moment, watch the show from last week, but in hopefully relatively short order. Dang it, I hit Control W. Such an idiot. I meant to do Control F. Okay, I got away with that. All right, Control F, news. All right, news, tricks, and techniques of the week. I mentioned this one last week, but I'm going to push this for a couple more weeks just so you know about it. For those of our international contingent, we now have discount international vouchers for 50 different countries. So to see it, those are countries where CompTIA testing is offered. So you need a voucher and you need a discount voucher if you want to save money. So just go to totalsem.com, go to the voucher area. In fact, you'll see on the main page, we now have international vouchers, and you can go in there and see if your country is one of the 50 that are available. Ubuntu users, what did I do this? Oh, too long. I'm going to do that as a presentation on another show. But man, I got a little 10, 12-minute presentation here that you just gotta. Okay, so it's you're using Rocky or Red Hat or CentOS or Fedora, there is something that it doesn't do. If you're using Ubuntu, there is something that it doesn't do, and you're used to using it almost every day of your life. I'm going to show you with one step. Yeah, I know it's still going to take me 12 minutes. You know me. To bring that into the fold with some of those Linux distros, and you're going to love me for it. Okay, well, you're going to love it. Some news that was just in the news, I don't know, yesterday morning or this morning. I was reading the news before I went down to the floor show. And I'm just going to give you a headline here. Rocket.chat aims to replace Skype for Business by collaborating with Pexip, P-E-X-I-P. Now, why do I think that's interesting and share that with you? I'm going to let you look it up yourself. Because last year, we created a Rocket Chat server on a Raspberry Pi. So we are more than a little ahead of the curve. If you want to see it, normally I've got my web server up, but I'm out of the office right now, out of the house right now, and don't have it. So I don't have the dates and everything in front of me, but just go to my YouTube playlist, or go look up Dave Rush Raspberry Pi or drushtx and Rocket Chat on the YouTube search page, and you'll find it. It was really, really interesting stuff. All right, that was all that I had for news, tricks, and techniques of the week. And there was one other thing that I wanted to do, but I'm not going to do that out of there. All right. Well, what did we wind up with in our big grand total experiment? First time doing an evening show. Come here, you. Oh, there we go. Screamed on up to 13 people. You know, I don't feel bad about that. Don't get me wrong. We didn't advertise it very much. I just put the show on the schedule, on the YouTube schedule this morning at about 5:30 my time a.m. So now the word's not going to get out very much. But next time we do this, I'll put out a week's worth of notice on social media and various other outlets. What is cooking here? Something is weird on my screen. I don't know what it is or where it came from, and I can't. There we go. Okay, I'm trying to get to. Off topic, says TD Wash. Your carpet is magnified houndstooth. How are you seeing my carpet? Oh yeah, I guess you are. Yeah, it really is. Well, I wouldn't have noticed it, but thank you for your keen eye and fashion sense. As I'm looking at the image now, I only cared about getting my head in the frame, not about getting those pictures on the wall behind me straight. Looks like I can't get them very straight anyways. How it goes. So sorry. I should tell you this. So Mike and I had decided last week that when we were going here, he was going to do a show on the floor. I was going to do one in the hotel. And we wanted to be as close to our usual professional presentational selves as we could be. So I packed an extra suitcase with a studio in it. It's a little bit messy, but I've done much worse. Let me wake up the camera here. Things are probably gonna look ugly. So, of course, Tulwit recognized my Shure 58 microphone, and I brought an effects mixer and lots of other goodies over here. The camera I'm using is a Logitech C920S, I think, it's a stereo model. Now this will be interesting to see if I can get back on camera here. Oh, thank goodness I keep a somewhat neat room, huh? All right, close enough. All right, well, we're gonna wind things up here. We've done everything we can. I don't see any more questions come in. I appreciate those of you who were able to join us at this late evening in the US, and those of you even more so who stayed up to horrible hours of the morning and night to join us. That's very kind of you. It's truly appreciated. Oh my gosh, I might have to do my close from memory. Anything else coming up? Nope. All right, well, let's get this thing ready to wind down then. My thanks, my gratitude as ever and always to Mike Myers, who so generously devotes time and resources for me to do this. You know what? That's got to change. Mike is no longer my boss. He doesn't work for Total Seminars anymore. He works for National Cyber Group. It gives me a little more flexibility to abuse him when I'm out to dinner with him, but I wouldn't. I know him. He's a dear friend of mine, and we'll call him a former employee. So, but to our current CEO, I don't know what their titles are because of this merger, but Dudley Leamer is the head of the company of Total Seminars right now, and he allowed me to join Mike for skills here in Atlanta, and he allows me the couple of times a week to support Mike on his show and to do my show. And you know, it's not like we're doing it for viewers. We got 15 viewers here, but it does get the word out. It helps people find answers and information to projects and products, and get one-on-one questions answered. Really enjoy that. Of course, by far and away, who I really thank, I thank you guys. This show doesn't happen without you. We get 2 or 3 people, then this show just evaporates. So thank you for your devotion, your willingness to join me, your questions, your answers, your comments. I'll tell you what I'll do as I'm doing this close down. I'll put the Discord link up one more time. I'll make a quick poke into Discord before I go, before I shut down and clean up here. I got to get back on the floor in the morning. All right, so the Discord invitation is posted again from scratch. I'm also going to post up again the AMA specials that are available through this Sunday night. There'll be more next week, different code. So this week code is Morse. And I can close that document. Do I want to save changes? Did I make any changes? No, if I did, they were mistakes. And so with that, I'm going to bid you good evening. I wish you great health. Take care of yourselves. Call or visit your parents if at all possible. And remember, technology is great, but the greatest resource we have are you and I. And so with that, I will bid you a great weekend. I will see you at Mike's show on Monday. He mentioned to me, by the way, that he has features in mind for Monday and Wednesday. And I don't remember what the Monday is, but I think he's gonna be talking about RAM on Wednesday. And whatever he said on Monday, it was one of those where I said, ooh. All right, kids, I am out of here. I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody.